No, because that's like a.
It might have been.
Isn't that like a surf term?
Oh yeah,
Like
you're right.
You, like,
it is.
when you like shoot the tube
no,
or
that's
something.
Not what it is.
What's thrusting, Ryan?
Well, a thruster is a type of surfboard fin
Oh.
setup. It's a 3-fin setup on the bottom of a board. That's what a thruster is in surfing.
Gotcha.
It's something completely different when you're talking about spaceships, though.
Hey everyone, I'm Ryan.
I'm Steve, and this is 60 Cycle Hum the
The
Guitar.
show.
The show.
The guitar show.
The guitar show.
That helps guitarists.
That's true.
Sorry I interrupted you, Steve.
We're
You
doing
were
it-
going to do our regular intro,
We got a new intro now.
but we're not going to do a regular show. We're going to help our fellow guitarists with this episode. I spent some time on
Hold on,
r/guitar
before you do this.
on Reddit.
Before you do this.
Yes.
Before we get into the main part of the show, the important part of the show. A week ago, Ryan. A week ago was a very important day. A week ago from when. So I think the day we are recording this, but a week from when this drops.
This better be important.
Very important. That's when the new Cheekface album came out,
Oh, that is important.
and everyone should go listen to it.
Yeah, go listen to that right now. So anyways,
It'll help you be a better guitarist.
the guitar show that helps guitarists. I spent some time on r/guitar on Reddit today. It's a subreddit where guitarists go to ask questions about guitar. And I screen grabbed a bunch of stuff, and Steve and I are going to tackle these questions and try to help our fellow guitarists. So this first one from u/c5245. What a funny name. So clever.
Do you think they picked that?
Oh, I think it's a name near and dear to their heart. That's a reference to, their favorite form of pop culture. So anyways, should I mod my guitar or save up to get a better one? This was posted one day ago. It has 18 comments. I didn't screen grab the comments. So you're only going to hear comments from Steve and I. I didn't want to be corrupted by other people's input. So they say, about a year ago, I got an Ibanez Geo, and a few months after I got a DSLO 40CR. We all know that one. I'm surprised his username's not named after that. I'm currently debating whether I should upgrade the pickups on my Geo or just save my money for another year or so and get a better guitar. If I were to upgrade, I'd probably get a used Seymour Duncan SH/4JB. I don't know what my fanatical situation would look like in a year, but if I decide to save and just buy a new guitar, I'll probably aim to get something in the $600 to $800 range. In terms of pedals, I think I'm set for the meantime. I got a basic loop, and I'm looking to buy some pretty good used overdrive for $10. So I didn't need to read the back half of it because I just want to talk about the guitar, not his pedals.
Sure. I want to know what used overdrive he's getting for $10. Is that like a Dan Electro Fab? One of those.
This might be a viewer of the
silver plastic things.
Of the
That's wild.
board, Steve. He might be an affordaboarder.
I guess so.
Or you watch the local used market for affordaboard pedals, and I bet they'll be $10, like a K-Mize or something like that.
Yeah, I suppose
even like the nicer affordaboards, like a Mira or something like that. That'll resell pretty cheap, I bet. So here's the core of the question. He's got an Ibanez Geo.
Yep.
And he's got some sort of other Ibanez, a DSL 40CR, whatever that is.
That's a Marshall amplifier.
That's the amplifier?
Yes.
Okay. Then we don't need to worry about those particular numbers and letters.
Sure.
You're probably right, because it's DSL.
90% sure.
So should he modify the Ibanez Geo by throwing a Seymour Duncan SH4JB in it? Or should he go buy a new guitar or a used guitar in the $600 to $800 range after saving for a year? We've got what I'm assuming is a financially responsible young man here getting into guitar, and we are going to do our very best to help steer them in the right direction.
It's at least a fanatically responsible.
I know.
young person.
It took me a while to digest that word as I was reading it. I had the thought I should have just let you read. It's always better when Steve reads.
I had that thought too, but you were already talking. So
everyone else had that thought as well, right? Why is Ryan reading? Steve should be the one to be reading this right now. So what's your gut?
So
mod or replace or get another guitar?
So if you can do the work yourself, I think, thinking about this all from finances, thinking about like, how much do you love this guitar?
It's their only guitar.
Right. It's their only guitar.
They just got an Ibanez Geo. First guitar is my headcanon on this.
Does it only have one pickup in it? If you're only going to get one replacement pickup?
We need a paint and picture.
I have so many questions.
There's a lot of context clues in the user's name, in their account name.
Yeah.
But I'm just going to assume that this person is like a 17-year-old dude. Does that sound about right?
How do you get that from? I'm just curious.
I'm just
how
pulling from the universe here.
Okay.
So we're thinking in terms of like a teenage dude,
right?
Like they're making him a minimum wage somewhere.
Sure.
Gig economy, maybe maybe even just compiling allowance. To save up $600 or $800 over a year.
Right.
So the Ibanez Geo is their first one, and then they got an amp, and now they're in the they're in the market for some pedals and stuff too. They are starting their lifelong guitar addiction. I'm going to say, wait. I'm going to say
wait.
I'm going to say wait, because I went on this journey before. When I was a teenager, when I was 16 or 17, I had an electric guitar, and I convinced myself I should definitely try a different pickup in the bridge of this guitar.
Right.
And so I went to the guitar store, and I plopped down way too much money, probably like $60-$70 on a name brand pickup. And I did the work, which was fun. Even though I didn't have a soldering iron that got hot enough, and I did like the worst soldering you could ever imagine. I was just like putting solder on there like cake frosting.
Yeah, I've seen your soldering from that era.
Yeah, that era of soldering for me is not great. It was the soldering iron's fault. It wasn't hot enough. I didn't know that. It was the cheapest soldering iron I could get because that's all I could afford.
Right. Yeah.
I don't think the pickup made a big difference, especially playing into my crappy little solid state amp. Like it was a fun project, but I could have saved for a while longer and turned that money into a portion of another guitar, which I think would have been more fun for me.
Sure.
Part of me wants to be like, oh yeah, hey, totally. Yeah, mod your guitars. But not when you're scrounging for bucks. I don't think unless there's a problem with your pickups. Is there a problem with your pickups? Is my question.
I mean, it's an Ibanez Geo, so yes.
They're probably fine. They're probably fine.
I've got,
instead of buying for an Ibanez Geo, my gut instinct, even though like Ibanez makes killer stuff across their entire price range, my gut instinct is if you're going to have fun modifying that guitar, an Ibanez Geo, I'm assuming it's one of the cheapy ones. Get yourself a fret file.
All the
Get yourself like a basic fret file to adjust like anything you don't like on the ends of it, or like make mistakes. Make some big mistakes. Try to make the edges of the fretboard as comfortable as you can for yourself. That's probably going to be the best modification for that guitar. And then, get yourself the $600 or $800 guitar. What do you think, Steve?
How much is a set of fret files?
You don't need a set. You just need one.
How much is a fret file? I really have no idea. I've never priced them.
I have a Stu-Macky thing over here. I forgot how much it was.
Stu-Mac, it's probably like $100 per file.
No, it wasn't. It was like $30 or something like that. But it's not a set. It's one file for like dressing the edges.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
And rolling off,
like the triangle one, or
right. It has like 4 different sides on it that do different things.
Squares, huh?
Yeah, I need to figure out where that thing is. I spent probably $30-$40 on it now. I don't know where it is.
So I'm kind of of two minds, because I agree that this could turn into a thing that you just dive into and you're like, now you're way over your head. If you upgrade, you get this pickup. This pickup's going to be like maybe $100 used, somewhere around there. If you're buying it off Reverb, sponsor of the show, you're looking at like, even if you're under $100 after shipping, you're probably right around $100. And then, to your point, do you already own a soldering iron? Like, are you going to have to buy other things in order to make this install work? Have you ever, installed a pickup before? Hopefully there's enough lead on the pickup that you don't need wire.
Are they going to spend part of their allowance on paying Guitar Center to do it?
Right.
Like that might in theory be less than buying an okay soldering iron. It probably is.
But
But if you plan on doing this again, buy the soldering iron.
Yeah.
Buy the soldering iron if you don't already have it.
But like, you know,
you're on your way, man. You're going to use that soldering iron again.
Thinking about like the soldering iron that I would recommend, I think it's still like $110 on Amazon. So now you're talking pickup. I'm not using your basic Weller that would get the job done. Like I'm using a selectable heat Hako.
Okay, right.
You have the same
I
one.
know,
Relax. I'm just saying, like, once you get into like whether it's Weller or some other brand, and you get into selectable heat, you're looking at $80 to $100, if not a little bit more. So these are kind of the problems that you run into. Is if you don't already have the tools, you start running into the cost of tools, and even going down the setup route. Yeah, you can get the single fret file, but then like, now do you need a fret rocker? Now do you need this tool and that tool? And now you've spent $200 on tools because you decided to upgrade this Ibanez Geo.
And on the other side of it, you could have another guitar, and who doesn't want to have another guitar, right?
I will also say the Seymour Duncan JB, there's mixed opinions on everything, but at the end of the day, the JB is a legendary pickup.
Right, but it's also just a humbucker.
It is also.
If you're starting with a humbucker, which you are on your Ibanez
just
Geo,
a humbucker.
Like, and if you're playing into like high gain, whatever, like you're not going to hear a lot of the character and personality of that humbucker. You're going to hear whether or not there's more or less output, and you could adjust that just by raising or lowering the pickup. I mean,
as someone who replaced
a broad stroke,
as someone who replaced a Fender humbucker with a Seymour Duncan SH4, in
a Jag Stang,
I gave it probably a more appropriate pickup that Kurt would have actually approved of, and not the shit that Fender put in there. Jesus.
Wait, are you going to start trashing on Fender too, Steve?
I would never. I would never.
It could make us a lot of money. A lot of YouTubers are making a lot of money doing that right now.
No, man, dude, just 90s Fender humbuckers were
I totally agree.
Bad
you could have just stopped at 90s Fender pickups.
Well, their American pickups were good.
Right. They're all right, yeah.
None of their ceramic stuff
the ceramic stuff was brittle.
I do kind of see like where you wait for a year, $600 to $800 on the used market probably gets you something that's actually would be a legitimate upgrade, or it gives you some variety. Like you've got an Ibanez Geo, at least one humbucker, maybe a 2 humbucker guitar. So maybe with that $600 to $800, you're looking at something with single coils in it, or something with P90s in it,
get some variety. Or if like you do already know what your flavor is, and you're like, I'm just going to get more like kind of shreddy, metally, progressive-y, like high performance style guitars. You're already on the Ibanez Geo thing. Maybe you're headed that direction. You're always going to have humbuckers. It's fine. There's a lot of people who always use humbuckers. Here's a pitch. I do like Steve's pitch of like, get something with some variety, get some P90s, get some single coils in your life, et cetera, et cetera.
Get a T style guitar or an S style guitar.
Right.
I have to use those terms just, so we don't get cease and desisted.
All right. We're not going to get cease and desisted. They pay me money, Steve. I work with Fender sometimes.
They don't pay me money.
Steve is going to sabotage the show and make us a bunch of YouTube money for trashing on Fender. Okay, so
I haven't trashed on Fender yet.
Here's my pitch.
Current Fender. I've trashed on old Fender.
This episode's off the rails. I love it. Here's my pitch.
Pitch me.
You're going to get yourself another humbucker equipped guitar in the $600 to $800 range versus your Geo.
Mm-hmm.
Don't upgrade the pickup in the Geo. Get that like nicer, kind of like mid-level working class guitar, that $600 to $800 guitar, whether it's new or used. Take the pickup out of that, put that in the Geo, then put the really nice pickup in your $600 to $800 guitar, and now that's starting to make more sense,
But it's also costing an extra $100.
But it's going into a guitar that's starting out nicer. That starts out playing nicer. Maybe makes a little bit more sense to have an upgraded pickup. And by the time you get your second guitar and you're comparing the two pickups, you'll have more information to help you decide what your new pickup should be, what your aftermarket pickup should be. So wait a year, save up for the second guitar, buy the second guitar, and then, I don't know, study for 2 months or something like that. Figure out what you're going to spend your next bout of allowance on. Like, what pickup are you going to pick? It might surprise you what your tastes are telling you a year from now, in 14 months, when you got that guitar and you're shopping for a pickup.
A year from now, your gut's going to tell you to get a Telecaster.
Oh my gosh, yeah. You're like, I don't even like humbuckers anymore.
Yeah.
And then you will be allowed to watch this channel.
Ibanez, more like Bibanez. Am I right?
Ibanez makes fantastic guitars.
Yeah.
I definitely don't want anyone to think they were dogging on them. The Geo is like, it's like the Geo of guitars, meaning like the
Geo Metro?
Right. It's a beginner's market electric guitar from Ibanez.
You just made a reference that only people over the age of 40 will understand.
My people. There's someone out there, there's some young kid out there driving his dad's Geo around because it just lasted.
Oh my gosh.
It just kept going and going.
I don't know if there's a single Geo Metro or Geo Storm on the road.
This guy knows the model names.
If they are still on the road, they got to be held together with duct tape and zip ties.
Right, but they're still on the road.
Yeah.
Like coming from Southern California, we live in a place where there's a lot of new cars around. You're getting out into the rest of the country and the world, and there's cars on the road.
That's fair.
Way longer.
That's
Our used cars in Southern California end up everywhere else. They don't just stop existing.
Yeah.
So we have a little bit of a jaded view on vehicles here, Steve. I guarantee you there are still Geos on the road
There's
right now.
probably legitimately one in my neighborhood. I just haven't seen it.
You're going to see one on the drive home.
I know.
So,
man.
Next one. Which did I select for that?
You picked gloves. You want me to read this one?
You take this one, Steve.
This is from user OK.
This guy tells us his age and his gender.
OK
which is very
Zoomer
helpful.
8907. Can you play the guitar decently with gloves? I'm 31M. Ordinarily, the M is for male.
Yes.
Just so we're all clear.
Or ma'am.
Or I'm ordinarily not such a delicate pansy, averse to the slightest bit of discomfort. In fact, I lift two 30-pound weights over my head every other day.
Holy bleep.
Barehanded for at least 30 minutes. Now, does that mean he just lifts them and holds them for 30 minutes? I can't even hold my arms up for 30 minutes.
I know, right?
The issue is that I have a nasty case of dermatitis on both my hands that keeps flaring up at the worst times. No matter how much dermatological cream I smear on my fingers and slice my fingertips, and since my fingertips are already prone to cracking and bleeding, I don't enjoy grinding them against sharp metal guitar strings. How important is it for the average guitarist to develop calluses, and can I play the guitar properly with a thin pair of gloves until my hands heal? What type of gloves would you recommend wearing, if any?
I have, I'm just going to cut to the chase. I have a 3-syllable answer for this guy.
Okay.
Flat wound bass. There you go. No more,
that's
no
not
more
a-
gloves needed. You don't need to worry about those sharp strings cutting into your skin anymore and getting your cracks all bleeding. You have bloody cracks? Flat wound bass.
I mean, I think just switching to bass in general might do it, because it's really about
Round wound.
the way the
tape wound.
the way
Tape
the
wound bass.
It's kind of about the way. In fact, flat wounds I feel like have a higher friction coefficient than round wound strings. My experience,
You just get a lot of lotion on your skin first.
that might be the opposite of what you want.
All right. So, anyways, gloves. Do you think you could play guitar with gloves on, Steve?
You know, so I actually, and I'm going to answer your question with a question.
Oh.
No, not really. But I think you were I thought you were going to steal my answer.
No, I don't even know your answer.
Have you ever watched Scott's bass lessons?
No, I don't want to learn bass.
So the guy, I assume his name is Scott, since the channel is called Scott's Bass Lessons.
If I'm going to watch a bass channel, there's going to be lobsters involved.
He has some sort of, I don't know if it's like a neurological thing. I don't know what it's called. but I think it's
He's
like
a guitarist.
well, no, he's a bass player.
Oh, I wasn't going to make that joke.
I think
Thanks,
it's like
thanks for mentioning that.
I think it's some sort of like a dyspraxia. I know he's talked about it. I just don't remember what it's called. Where for some reason he can't play bass. In fact, Perfecto talked about this recently.
You have this problem
on
You're
a
a bassist
40 Watt podcast.
who can't play bass.
Perfecto talked about this, like where you just kind of like forget, like you can't get your hands to do what you want them to do. And anyway, so on the guy on Scott's bass lessons, who again, I
wish you
believe
knew
is
more about
Scott
this so I could understand it.
of Scott's bass lessons, he wears a glove on his fretting hand, and that basically fixes that problem. Like for whatever reason, when he's touching the strings directly, he can't do the thing, but when he's wearing a glove, like it's like it creates a disconnect that allows him to do the thing. And again, I don't know what the details are.
That sounds like a very different situation than this guy who's got bloody cracks.
Right. But the point is that he's wearing like I think it's a thin cotton glove, pretty lightweight, and he's doing the thing. Now, the other option, which has been a video on this channel before, is silicone tips.
Just the tips.
Just the tips.
Do you think it's just, well, he's saying it's the strings, so it's going to be mostly the tips, unless he's trying to play bar chords, and that's an issue.
Yeah, it could be. It depends on, like, he is talking about the fingertips being prone to cracking or bleeding. He doesn't really.
But he definitely wants the fingertips taken care of here.
Yeah.
Because I was imagining, like, I think I could play guitar just fine wearing fingerless gloves if the palm of my hand was irritated and cracking.
Right. No, he's talking about
full gloves.
Like a full glove.
I would have so much trouble with that.
I think you could get used to it.
I feel like I would end up needing to modify the guitar. Because, like, if I'm wearing, say, like a surgical style glove.
Okay.
That's going to drive me nuts. Because it's going to drag weird. Like, in my mind, I would prefer a leather style glove. Like a thin leather style, like maybe like a driving style glove, you know?
Right.
For motorsports.
Like a golf glove.
Like a golf glove or something like that.
You know.
But then it makes the tips of your fingers bigger,
yeah,
and more clumsy, and there's seams involved and stuff like that. I feel like I would need a guitar with a really wide neck with lots of space in between the strings. And so I would either be modifying a 6-string down to be like a 5-string, or I would get a guitar that starts off with a really wide neck somehow.
So that's what I don't know. Focal dystonia is apparently what Scott has. Oh, here's a picture of him wearing his gloves.
There he is.
Like that's.
Well, this look like house cleaners gloves, like soft.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
White cotton gloves.
It's like white glove guys kind of gloves.
Right. I could see myself. Yeah, because then I don't know why I was imagining surgical gloves. I should have thought about the white gloves, because those will slide on the strings instead of getting bound up and sweaty and gross and stuff like that.
Now
I think that's an acceptable. I think that is a good solution.
It is, going to add some width to your fingers and to your fingertips.
But it's soft.
It is going to be soft.
It's not like the leather gloves where the seam could catch and you can still kind of feel through it.
And depending on, how big your hands are, that might not, like for me, if I wore a glove like that, because I guess the context where I would need to be doing is if for some reason I was playing at, a morning, like a crack of dawn show, and it was like freaking freezing. And I was like, I'm just going to wear this glove.
Well, that's where you're supposed to do warm-ups, Steve.
Yeah, that's warm-ups.
That's a double entendre.
But yeah, that's like I said, Scott's the guy. As soon as he said that, that's what I thought of, is like, oh, I know he wears like a thin cotton glove. So that could work 100%.
I mean, he does ask at the end, this is an important clue here. How important is it for the average guitarist to develop calluses? Can I play the guitar properly with a thin pair of gloves until my hands heal? So this guy is asking if developing calluses is important, which gives us an important clue as to what stage of a guitarist he is.
Right.
He's just beginning. If this was a guy who is saying, man, I've been playing for 8 years and I just have the skin condition where my skin's always cracking and bleeding and it's really super irritated, then I'd be like, oh yeah, you got to explore gloves, man. Figure out some gloves for you. But if this guy's going, or ma'am, because it could be a 30 or 31-year-old ma'am.
It's such a dumb joke.
I love dumb jokes though. If he's going, I'm just starting playing guitar.
Yeah.
My fingies hurt. And, you know, they're kind of dried and cracked and stuff like that. I'm going to say, do you own any lotion? If you're a mister, you should. If you're a ma'am, you definitely should as well. Everyone should own some sort of lotion for lotion emergencies in their life, right? Like try hydrating your skin. See if you can fix the cracking, but also like,
I mean, it sounds like he has a chronic illness.
it does sound like that, but I'm saying like, if you're just starting guitar, you should at least try to work towards the calluses.
Right.
Like it should be a goal. Like if you can't play more than a couple minutes without putting the gloves on, at least play those couple minutes and see if you can go further and further each time. Do you remember how bad it hurt when you started playing? Because I remember like feeling like the tips of my bones were digging into the strings.
I mean, like the first guitar I had basically, you know, what do they call it?
Basically.
Like telegraph wire action.
I know you had that harmony.
So that
Or
was
it a silver?
It was a harmony. It was pretty horrific. So by the time I got like an instrument with a proper action, I felt like, oh, this is pretty easy.
Sure, but you're like, do you remember the tips of your fingers hurting before you developed calluses?
They still hurt all the time. Like
really?
Pretty much anything. Yeah, I don't play enough anymore.
My fingers are tough.
I don't have, but he actually, for what it's worth, like, I don't know if you remember.
Let's see how tough my fingers are.
Oh my gosh.
Here we go. They're pretty bleeping tough.
I mean, I think, Ryan, the children.
Oh, they're pretty bleeping tough.
I mean, I think I said bad words about Fender earlier, so.
Like that's what you're headed for, guys. Kids. Hey, if your kids are watching this, tell them to close their eyes right now. I'm playing with a knife. Like, that's what you're working towards.
If this video does bad on YouTube, I'm going to blame the knife.
Blame the knife. RJ, you know you want to clip this. Me playing with the knife, poking the tips of my fingers. But this is what playing guitar repeatedly gets you. It gets these calluses. And calluses, that's a weird way to say that. And you can't see them. Just so you guys know, those of you who are new to this, once the calluses get really established, you can't see them anymore. They're secret. Like when I first started and I started to develop calluses, or calluses, as some people say, it was like a weird, gross patch of dead yellow skin on the tips of my fingers. Now it just looks like the other hand, but it's like the tips of my fingers are tough. So yeah, I would encourage you to work towards it.
Sure.
But also, if you do have a condition, I'm sympathetic to that, and explore gloves, explore options. Tony Iommi put metal caps on the ends of his fingers. You know why? Because he didn't have ends of fingers.
Yeah.
And he found a solution. If you need to find a solution, that's going to be part of your story.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I definitely developed calluses, and my fingers usually just peeled. I didn't really develop, like, I don't know if you remember back, like I think I do. When we were in a band, when we were in YFB, I like physically could not play shows on back-to-back nights. Because I would get blisters. Well, no, because I would get blisters.
Oh yeah, you did get
blisters. And they never calloused over. They just would peel.
Right.
So that was always super fun.
And then Adam was always splitting open his knuckles on the drums and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Did I ever bleed?
Yeah. You definitely like would shred picks down and like catch a nail on a pickup or something. There was at least a couple shows where you bled. Split your hand open all over the Duosonic. Bled everywhere.
Our punk band back in the aughts.
I showed Melissa the clip where you
called
it a punk band, and she started laughing.
How's it not a punk band? Just because it's not hardcore, it's still a punk band.
I think back in the day we never really knew how to describe it. So
it's so funny. Like for years, I would tell this dumb joke where people would ask what we sound like, and I'd be like, "Oh, we're like a cross in between Limp Bizkit and Huey Lewis," because I just thought that was hilarious at the time. But then, like a year or two after ending the band, I was like, I should have just told people we sounded like the Dead Kennedys.
Yeah,
that was pretty much it.
Missed opportunities.
Probably would have gotten more people at shows. Is to ask your wife if the Dead Kennedys are a punk band.
Yeah, so
what she says
that was the
about
thing.
that.
Is I was like, well, people always said we sounded like Dead Kennedys, to the point where like San Diego was it San Diego Reader or City Beat, where they were like, these guys wear all their influences on their sleeve.
The Dead Kennedys were not an influence on me at that point. I really didn't start listening to them until after the
I'm
band.
going to send those tracks to Anthony Fantano to get some feedback.
Oh my gosh, we deserve to get ripped in half for those. I also, someone once told me that we reminded them of the Minutemen, which was a huge compliment. That was a huge compliment. All right,
here's how bad those like references are to me, because you were the primary songwriter. I didn't we don't listen to the same music.
No.
So everything that where people would be like, oh, you guys kind of sound like this or that. I'm like, I don't know. Like Dead Kennedys I knew, and I could understand that as a reference. Like, I don't, like the Minutemen could come into the garage right now. The space garage.
Those could be the Hour Gals.
And I'd be like, who, hey guys, what's up? We're recording a show here.
Yeah, what are you doing in here? Get out.
Did you not see the recording light is on?
Right. And they'd be like, the British are coming. The British are coming.
Yeah, exactly.
Those were the Minutemen, right? That did that?
No. That was that was just Paul Revere.
Didn't they go like town to town?
No.
What did the
Minutemen
do?
were just like this. That's what they called the Continental Militia, because they had their rifle by the front door.
They were ready in a minute.
They were ready in a minute.
Right.
It's also what Missy Elliott said she didn't want.
A Minuteman?
A Minuteman. She wants a minute and a half at least.
Yeah, 50% longer. 90 seconds.
Yeah.
The 90-second man.
Speaking of 90 seconds.
We can build him faster, stronger.
Well, he's not
longer.
He's not faster.
Less
he's just
faster.
He's
the 90-second man.
Here's the problem I have. Like they always say, like, oh, don't want a 1 minute man, don't want a 2 pump chump, and it's like, well, make up your mind, like.
Do you want a minute or not?
Yeah. Like,
because the alternative is 2 pumps.
Yeah,
apparently.
No, I'm saying like they're saying it as if those are the same things, and it's like, no, like probably getting 300 pumps in a minute. That's insane.
Steve, I don't want to know how many pumps you could squeeze into a minute.
Do you think I could last a minute?
I definitely don't think you could last 300 pumps, let alone in a minute.
Have you?
I land somewhere in between.
The pneumatic drive videos.
Sorry if this is TMI, guys. Welcome to the show. I last somewhere in between 300 and 400 pumps. Sometimes it's like 390 pumps. Sometimes it's 5 pumps.
That's a good joke.
That's a good numbers joke, isn't it? You're going to remember that and use that someday at a party, and then you're going to get fired from your job.
Probably worth it.
Human resources.
Speaking of human resources,
there we go. Money zone. Let's do it. Let's talk about the sponsors first.
You want to do the sponsors first,
and then we'll do the Patreons. The Patreons deserve a build-up.
This episode is brought to you all by Chase Bliss. They make pedals more creative than you are.
They got a new thing that's probably already... they're teasing it today as we're recording this.
It's being dropped in 2 days from recording, 2 or 3 days from recording. So
we would publish this right away, but the ship, because of the orbits, we have to be right over like the satellite dish or whatever to send the episode down. So it takes a couple days sometimes.
It is Small Batch Bliss. And in the past, Small Batch Bliss has just been as many people order one for the month. So presumably, this is an assumption, because I didn't ask Joel. I probably should have, but I didn't.
No, we don't ask. We don't want to bother him. We know he's hard at work on new pedals.
But
we don't want to interrupt
presumably the entire month of August will have this pedal on sale for pre-order, whatever it is. And if you want to know, click the link and go sign up on their mailing list. Well, by the time this drops, just go to their website. Check it out.
It does have a radio setting on it. I know that.
Yes, it does.
So it might be an AM/FM radio.
Nice.
Yeah.
This episode is also brought to you by Reverb.com. They're a website where you can buy used and new gear, and you can also
sell. That's not entirely true, Steve.
Gear.
You can also sell there.
That's what I just said.
I know, but I started interrupting you before you finished.
Go check that out. And Ryan.
Yes, Steve.
There's been some hubbub on the internet, and you know what brand I've been seeing recommended a lot?
I do know which brand.
Sponsor of the show.
You've been seeing recommended a lot.
It's Stringjoy.
Why have they been recommended so much, Steve?
Stringjoy Strings contains no artificial intelligence.
There might not be organic intelligence either,
I've
but there are strings.
I've met Scott and Blake, and there are questions about intelligence.
I hung out with Blake like a week ago in Portland, and intelligence is still not confirmed.
Sorry, guys. But go check out some string jigs. I've got orbiters. I really love the orbiters.
Oh yeah, the orbiters are like my main
fantastic.
go-to. Like I put the same gauge of orbiters on almost everything.
The 10 and a half 50 is so great because it gives you that little bit of extra oomph on like a 25.5-inch scale guitar, and it gives you like, I think, the right adjustment on a 20, like it gives the 24 3/4-inch scale guitar.
I like that set because they feel like I can still flutter with them if I want to. I don't have to. Where the bends feel like they have the right amount of resistance for me, and it still feels like I can get that steel cable kind of twang if I dig in on the low strings. You know, it's a nice compromise set, which is great for a demo guy like me. Also, if you don't want to wear gloves, you could get soft touches. Why didn't you catch those?
We're gonna need those next episode.
Okay, I'll pick them up.
Also, if you're enjoying these shenanigans, you can head on over to patreon.com/60cyclehumcast, where for as little as I don't know, can you do less than $3? I'm just gonna say for like $3.
You wouldn't want to because it would be embarrassing.
Yeah, $3 or more, you can sign up to support the show, like these folks have at the $3 level.
Isn't that like a tenth of the cost of coffee?
No, coffee is not $30.
No, I meant like as in. Okay. Yeah, you're right.
What?
Coffee isn't $30.
I mean, I guess it could be if you're buying fancy coffee.
So anyways, I interrupted you. Keep
$30 a pound.
I ate a giant burrito tonight, and you guys paid for it. Thanks, Patreons.
Yeah. At the $3 level, we've got Matt Baxter.
It's a fish burrito. There was cabbage in it.
Gerald Trago. At $5 level, we've got Utopus.
Utopus.
Or maybe it's Utopus.
I like that one too. Is this someone from Earth or is this someone from the rest of everywhere else?
It sounds like the rest of everywhere else.
Wow, nice. I don't know if we've got a lot of Patreons from the rest of everywhere else.
And at the $10 level, we've got Contra Nate, who I assume has beaten both Contra and Super Contra.
Yeah, they sound like they're from Earth to me.
So yeah, thanks everyone who supports the show.
Yeah. Huge thanks, like more than thanks. Like you're part of the family now, as far as I'm concerned. And all it took was money. All right, last one. What was the last one that I picked?
The last one is called Every
That's right. Chord. Should I try to tackle this one?
If you want to.
This was posted by Creative Body 4343. Mm-hmm. Is there a book that has every guitar chord? Is there a book that has every guitar chord? Well, you could get my my book.
You have a book?
I have a book. It's called How to Make Money Doing Guitar Videos Without Actually Knowing How to Play Guitar. And it doesn't have every chord, but it has like it's up to 48% at this point. It's a PDF. I keep updating it. I put the graphic up here right now. So it's not real. You can't actually buy it, but I do like to joke about it.
You should make it.
Every couple of years or so.
You should make it.
So you could get that book. I don't actually think anyone should play any chords that you can't find in the Bible.
I heard there was a secret chord.
Right. Like everyone's been trying. They've been using the Bible code actually to try to find the tabs for that secret chord.
The Ark of the Tabs.
The Ark of the Tabs. The Ark of the Struminant.
All right. Sometimes I have chords in my head for a song, but I don't know how to play them.
Oh, all right.
Is there a book what does that mean? Like,
it means they're a savant, Steve.
Is there a book that lists every chord there is? It would be cool to flick through and try to find some pretty ones. I tried looking at books online, but I have no idea which ones are any good. So just wondering if there's any that people have tried.
It would be really great to have a book or a website or an app or something like that let you reorganize chords and all other parts of music theory based on aesthetics. Like, I want to see all the pretty chords first, ranked all the way down to the ugliest chords. And you know what? I'd go to the ugly chords first. Personally, that's what I'm into. I want to check out those ugly, fugly chords.
Okay, no commentary on this. Don't.
Okay, I won't say anything.
This is a yes or no question. Well, no, you can just, not trying to draw this out.
Okay, all right.
Is this person, male, female? I don't know. Is this
They didn't tell us. They have a creative body,
is
though.
this person, yes, that is their username.
4343.
Are they describing the Beto book?
Well, that's kind of what my book is a spoof of.
Yeah.
So there's that. It's a PDF.
I will say that there are like chord, like when I was a kid, I got this like Mel Bay book of chords that's like this thick. And every page in it just has like 5 or 6 chords.
Only 5 or 6? I had a book that was probably about that thick, but like each page was like 20 chords.
That's my memory of it. Like,
Sure.
I don't know what happened to that book.
Like this big on the
They're
page?
pretty big. Took up like a pretty big size.
And this connects what I said earlier about only playing chords that are in the Bible. It would be great to make little theory books that are based on Jack Chick tracks.
Oh my gosh.
Wouldn't that be great with like the illustrations and everything? Like, don't play this chord if you're into this.
No, that would be good.
This chord will drag you straight to hell, which is why you want to play it with this scale.
So, I mean, yeah, there's lots of books online that will show you lots of chords. There's guitar?
Steve, we don't actually have to.
No, I
like
know.
Sincerely, it's easy.
Like,
it's really. He didn't have to ask Reddit for this. I'm sorry, I'm making fun of you.
You could have just gone to Guitar Center and looked at the actual
Amazon,
books.
or just gone to Google, like every guitar chord. Just search every guitar chord, and the actual answer is learn how to do bar chords.
Right.
Like, because then you really only have to learn like 30 chord shapes or whatever. And F feels like the hardest one when you're first starting. I know. But then someday F is going to be your best friend. F stands for friend. That F chord is going to be by your side every single time you play. You're just going to put it different places for the rest of your life. And then you're going to figure out other bar chords. And like the way chords work, unless you're completely dedicated to only doing open chords above the 4th fret.
There's nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with that.
We need more demo channels.
Grandpa did it. That's how all the cowboys did it.
We need more enough demo channels that never go above the 4th fret.
You mean, how are you thinking above or below? Because when I think below, I'm thinking like down closer to the earth, and I'm holding the neck up a little bit.
I'm saying like lower notes.
Lower notes, yeah.
I take
you never need to go
back a little bit, but
with notes higher than the 4th fret. But if you learn bar chords, you can it's a cheat code. You can learn, like 20 different chord shapes, a dozen different chord shapes, honestly,
right.
5 different chord shapes, maybe even 3, and play the vast majority of chords just by moving that shape around on the neck. It's the cheat code.
Mostly you just need to learn the F chord, because until you learn the F chord, you can't F around.
Okay, F chord, B chord, B minor chord, F minor chord, F7 chord, F minor 7 chord, B minor 7 chord, B 7th chord. Like I think I could easily get to 10 or 12 and be like, yeah, that's your basic toolbox.
You just named a bunch of the same.
But
you lost me.
You could play that, but you could you could cut those in half by even moving farther around. But the point is, like, you can play that E shape that you put the barred finger on it, and it's an F.
Yeah.
Or you could play an A shape barred on the 2nd fret, and that's a B.
Right.
And you kind of master those 2 finger disciplines, and then their variations of minor and 7th, and you're covering the vast majority of it. Learn a 9th eventually. Learn your diminished and your suspendeds and things like that. But that'll get you almost all of the way there.
But what about the chord that's in their head?
They want to read. Well, you know what? I said earlier that they might be a savant. If there's a chord in your head, you should be writing the books, baby. What are you looking for?
Figure it out.
Book for? You're coming up with chords in your head? Can you hear those in your imagination? If you can, you got something special going on, and don't let a book get in your way. That's not true. You should learn theory and chords and everything else that you
I mean,
can.
just wait
it
until
can only help you.
Just wait until this person learns about like open tunings.
Oh man, they're going to be insufferable, aren't
Yeah,
they?
yeah.
If they've imagined a beautiful chord and they don't even know how to play it yet, man, when they find open tunings, oh, we got to do whatever it takes to keep this person away from a Chapman stick. So, Steve, you want to tell us about the song?
Let's talk about this song.
Did you guys know that you could send one of your own home recordings or studio recordings, or wherever you recorded it, to your favorite guitar show, and they'll play it at the end of an episode for all 2,000 of their viewers, maybe sometimes more, to enjoy? You can do it. The email address is right here on screen. Right editing Ryan? Tell us about the song, Steve.
This song was sent by Joel Hunt, who reached out to us on Instagram, and I said, you should send us an email. So Joel says, I've placed a selection of tracks for you on my 2 albums here. Feel free to use multiple tracks. We're going to use 1 track, and we'll see where it goes. And if you want to hear more, you can head on over to joelhunt.com to hear more. So let me figure out how to find this again, because
don't worry, we've got net. drummer have fun. There we go. That took me back to like 1997 right there.
Thanks, Joel. That was a lot of fun. If you enjoyed this song, it's called Edge of Reality. You can check out more from Joel at joelhunt.com.
You know what? When I was a teenager, I loved The Endless Summer 2, soundtrack by Gary Hoey. My first electric guitar was a Slammer by Hamer.
Was that a Gary Hoey thing?
That was the brand that Gary Hoey played.
Oh, okay.
And I had dreams of getting the one that went up to like 29 frets or something stupid like that.
Oh, is that the California?
It was one of those. I forget the exact model name of that one because the California also had 24 frets.
Right,
right. There's some variation there.
I might be mixing.
Yeah. That took me all the way back. Like, that's the guitarist I wanted to be when I was a teenager. Like, that sound right there. That was great. Guys, send your music. Email address. Send us your songs. We got plenty, but we play every single song. Not every single song, but we play a song from every single person who emails us songs. If you send more than one, we're just going to play the first one.
Yeah.
Every single time.
Sometimes we play the second one just for fun.
If the title's way cooler, then we'll pick the second one. Yeah. But like, you know which of your titles is best, so just send that one. If you're going to send two, just might as well send the one with the best title. That's my tip anyways. All right. Bye, everybody.
Stay grounded.